the streets. Like, you've already called the cops on her. And then a year later, you're on a podcast still saying that she's guilty. Like, why is she just walking the streets if she's guilty? Like, you didn't really think. And I was like, oh, I really never thought of it that way. Like, that's a lot of time in there for you to still be playing the game that, oh yeah, we thought she was guilty. So at that point, by the time she goes on the podcast, it's starting to sound a little bit malicious and not just, we legit thought this woman was a thief.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she absolutely was doing it to be a mean girl. She did. Yeah, that was true. Do I think
that alone, I think you could be canceled for.
Gosh.
You just hate the cancel thing, eh?
It's not that I don't. It's that I have very different. It's hard for me to explain. It really is, because I mean, doing stand up and seeing that, like,
I'm not in it.
All these comedians are getting canceled for saying this or doing that, and just in general, I struggle with it, because I mean, like I said before, and I've said it in the past, I'll say it now. 30 years ago, I was completely in a Halloween costume, dressed in blackface. I remember it distinctly. I was in my early 20s, and there's probably a picture of me dressed as Aunt Jemima somewhere. It was, that's what I dressed up as, and it was, obviously not the best choice. But what did I know? I was young. It was 1980, and there's probably a picture of me out there somewhere, and I'd be canceled for that in a minute.
Yeah.
But in 1980, I didn't know,
Exactly.
So,
moving on from this a bit, like what there's a quote in People that she doesn't think she'll do reality TV again, but she really wants to start her podcast up again.
Why can't she?
What?
Why can't she do a podcast?
Oh, no, I think she can. And I think her plan is to bring it back again. Probably once the baby's born and stuff. It's probably not like...
Right, but yeah, I don't understand how PR and all that stuff works. But like, why did she have to just like not do her podcast anymore after this happened?
I heard that whatever company the podcast was with owned it.
Okay.
So it was their content. So if she came back... He'd probably have to come back with a different name.
Got it. All right. Now I understand. It wasn't just like her whole thing.
So her quote was, my podcast was and is so important to me, and I think that it would be a good way for me to continue doing what I like while also making some sort of difference. I think this time around, I would maybe focus a little more on asking questions and listening while still voicing my opinions. So my question is now, her audience... her diehard audience, they like her for the fluff, they like her for the outfits, they like her for the catty stuff. They're diehard that she did nothing wrong. She was fired just so the company could save face, blah, 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 blah. Now, how does she come back with a podcast, and what does she talk about? Like, can she come back and still be just as good with the fluff? Because if she feels like she needs to be having these important conversations and maybe like bringing on some diversity into her crowd and discussing issues and stuff, does her audience want that?
No. And you know what, though? She shouldn't have to do that. I mean, she could just continue to do her podcast of whatever it was she did.
Totally. But from quote, it's sounding like that's kind of what she wants to do.
Well, I mean, that's probably everything she's saying right now, whatever. Do I think that she needs to go on there and, become like this whole,
social justice warrior?
Yeah, absolutely not. Just go back on and do what you do. Do what you did before. It is what it is. Just, obviously make better choices. And now that you've learned, which, I'm sure she has learned, that's it. My dog just won't stop barking. It's driving me crazy. Hold on.
Cindy literally has it muted right now while she's screaming at the dog. I can see her face while she yells.
All right, I'm back. So Yeah, so I mean, all of that is just, yeah, just like this whole week has just been.
Your
like,
Kardashians are leaving.
yes, let's talk about something uplifting because I can't. I mean, I'm in Rochester, New York, and the protest here is every
Well, it's
night,
back.
and the police are. It's just so much right now in Rochester because we had a mentally ill African American guy killed basically on the streets here, and it's been covered up for 3 months. So yeah, our city has gone to the shits. So I'm kind of like mentally exhausted.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about like ridiculous things now, like the Kardashians. So let's start with Kanye. He posted a video of himself peeing on one of his Grammys. Okay, he gave his Grammys a golden shower. In the midst of a Twitter meltdown on Wednesday, Jesus Walks rapper, is that a new name now? Jesus Walks rapper tossed one of his 21 trophies into the toilet and peed all over it. And he said, "Trust me, I won't stop." Oh, they just don't still have him medicated. This is bad. All right. He also said that God called upon him to take that microphone from Taylor Swift.
Oh, Lord, love a duck.
Yeah. Okay, the bottom line is I feel like Kanye still isn't well.
You think? Look at, I don't.
Yeah,
Can you see this picture? Hold on.
Oh. Yeah, what's that house?
He's built literal walls around his house.
Is that real?
Yeah. Looks like cardboard house, eh?
Yeah.
So the
crazy.
big long one over there, that's the house. That's his church. He built a church.
Where is this?
The LA, I think.
Oh, it is?
Maybe not their main house because it doesn't look very fancy. It looks kind of like farmy.
Yeah.
West built a white wall around the Los Angeles home he shares with wife Kim Kardashian and their 4 children.
Oh. All right.
Around his ranch house where he also based his church. He's got a church called Sunday Service.
Right. I remember that he was doing those like out in the desert and stuff, right? Remember he was doing those Sunday services? They were like out in the open in the desert, and now he's got a church on his property.
This is bizarre.
Yeah, it's too much. So the Kardashians have denied reports that Kris Jenner decided to pull the plug on the show after 3 of her daughters threatened to quit. So what they're saying is, I guess Kourtney was already like pissed off at them and was pretty much just Kim and Khloe towards the end of the season. Yep, because they got to a fight with Kourtney. Because I think Kourtney was over it. Her kids were older now, and I don't think she wanted to be bothered. But so the show had been on for 14 years, and they all expressed their desires to end the program. All of the daughters, but this is coming from Mail Online that said that it was emotional for everyone. The family apparently had been locked in an ongoing debate over the future of the show for months before even announcing it on Tuesday. So they obviously had been, talking about it. I'm wondering if a lot of this has to do with Kanye's mental health, and Kim just didn't want to have it all like shown on TV, like everything that's going on.
Good point. I've also heard too that the kids are getting a little bit old to make it kind of real on TV.
Yeah.
Like they're not like little toddlers anymore. Like they're starting to run around and do their own thing.
Yeah. So now there's another report coming out saying that Khloe and Scott want to keep doing it.
Are they, I don't watch the show. Are they good enough to do their own spinoff?
I don't know, but they wanted to keep it up because that was an easy paycheck. I don't think Scott has, I don't know what, he flips houses, I guess. I don't know if that's going to keep him up with the Kardashians or not financially.
Right.
I don't know. They must have been making a lot of money.
Yeah, I wonder what they were making, eh? But most of them are pretty well off, eh? To not need this show money. But like, what's Kim, the mom, gonna do? Like, this has got to be her only income, eh?
Well, she's their manager.
What do they need managed at this point?
Oh, they still probably do a ton of stuff with their clothing lines and their social media. Oh God, there's probably a ton. Think of all of their like speaking engagements and like showing up to parties. Like they get paid for all that.
Yeah. Maybe Kim will move herself into the White House.
Kendall is a model. Obviously Kylie is like a billionaire from that crappy makeup. What do I know?
Do. Bought that lipstick. It's garbage.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Why everybody loves it. I think it's garbage lipstick.
Yeah. But Caitlyn Jenner said that she did not even know about any of these decisions beforehand. So
was she still on the show?
No, she was not. So I don't know. Like, she sounds like they are.
Do you think reality TV is moving out?
Okay, yeah. So you were saying that. No, don't say that. Bite your tongue.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think? Like, what makes you think that? Because
I don't know. Are people just still into watching other people be idiots on TV?
Yes.
Yes, I guess. Yes. I don't know. I guess I've never really been into it. Like, other than Big Brother and Below Deck, I don't really watch reality stuff.
Big Brother is, I can't believe that's still on. It's popular still, huh?
Mm-hmm. Crazy popular.
Huh. Well, I know that the Housewives, they're actually 2 reunions are going on right now, Beverly Hills and New York. And they fired Dorinda.
For what?
I don't know. That's what I can't get to the bottom of, because she's mean, drunk.
That doesn't seem like a reason to fire one of them.
There has to be more, but like I say, I have to catch up on the reunions. There's one left, and I can maybe get a better idea. But I don't know. Like, Bethany's gone. That show's kind of on its way out. They need to get some new blood on there. That's funny. And because we lost Bethany and she was so funny on there.
I really
I'm wondering, Beverly Hills, Denise Richards quit. That came out today, that people are wondering how much influence Charlie had on that. Charlie Sheen. And I heard that she's been doing like a lot of court stuff with the kids with him still, which is bizarre because the kids are pretty much old enough to make a decision, I guess, who they want to be with. But they're wondering if he pressured her into quitting the show. But she did not have a good year on, this year while she was on, because the whole scandal that she was sleeping with Brandy came out, and she's married. And yeah, so if I was her, she's got enough money, just bow out, be done with all that.
Yeah.
Because them women are freaking crazy. Yeah, I don't know how people do those shows, but I watch them. I don't care.
I'm enjoying this Housewives of New York. I made a bet with my cousin. He would only watch Selling Sunset if I would give this an honest try.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've been watching it a bit, and it's kind of entertaining.
Yeah, I know. So how far are you now? Because you went all the way to the